Dozens of volunteers are searching through the night looking for a pair of firefighters who've been missing in the Atlantic Ocean for days.
They have searched thousands of miles so far. The Coast Guard tells us today there were 200 people on the water and in the air at one point, 75 boats and 11 aircraft. They found 24 potential leads for the Coast Guard to check out, but Justin Walker and Brian McCluney still have not been located. And search efforts will ramp up again tomorrow morning. News4JAX reporter Janice Harris and her photographer David Benefield. They traveled deep into the Atlantic Ocean with boat operator Carlos Serrano and Navy veteran Ton Fallon. They were some 50 miles east of the St. Augustine Inlet and then 20 miles southeast into the Gulf Stream.
So these boaters are also a part of the volunteer searchers. They're going to go about 70 miles off the coast as a part of that search grid, and then they're going to spend about 4 to 6 hours searching. They, like everyone else, simply want to find those 2 firefighters that are stranded somewhere out in the Atlantic Ocean.
That's about as nice as it gets. So it should be a good day to look for some people.
This is Carlos Serrano. He is using his personal boat to search the Atlantic Ocean for Brian McCluney and Justin Walker. What will you essentially look for? Just things that are on the surface of the water?
Sure, imperfections in the water. Unfortunately, we are at sea level, so we can only see 2 nautical miles, but hoping to pretty much stumble upon somebody or something to give us some kind of clues.
The Coast Guard assigns each volunteer boater a specific area of the Atlantic Ocean.
The blue dot is where the boat is at currently, and these 4 emblems here are kind of our search grid.
It will take us 3 hours to reach the search point. We're now on the assigned grid system for the boaters where this search will happen. And as you look out, you see, of course, not much of anything, but we have seen a sea turtle. We've even seen more than likely a dolphin, and we've even seen flying fish. But now the focus, as the boat has slowed down, is to see if there's any sign of those 2 firefighters.
Coast Guard cutter.
Every hour we hear the Coast Guard and other Mariner radio traffic. But no confirmation of the 2 firefighters missing in the Atlantic Ocean. A look in the distance appears to be a flotation device, but it's a false alarm. It's a balloon floating in the water. We would have the same anticipation and disappointment 12 times. But hope is not lost. The sun will set soon. As we return to the dock, everyone is hopeful the firefighters will be found.
That report from Janice Harris. And as we mentioned earlier, if you'd like to volunteer, the Coast Guard is looking for boats and operators that can go at least 60 miles. If you don't have a boat, you can donate to help pay for fuel for the volunteers. And we have that information on news4jax.com.